Hey guys, it's me Gemstone from tarotforhealing.com. I hope you guys are doing really well. This is your monthly reading for December. This is for Scorpios, and I'm using the handle tarot. The box is a bit beaten up, even though this is a new deck, and I love the back of the deck. So nice, I really like it, and I'm sort of getting acquainted with this deck. So I feel like it's a good way to kind of just build up practicing with it and just getting more comfortable. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm not going to use in the playing cards. I'm just going to get straight into things. Your working life, you have the universe with the death card, and what these cards are telling me is that your working situation could really be going through some transformations, or there could be some transitions going on that you are making. To me, the universe is either showing that there are new things out there for you to learn, new experiences for you to gain, new maybe even life lessons when it comes to work, or the way that you practice your work, or maybe even your attitude towards your work and that kind of thing. So I kind of can see it. The universe can also be saying that there's something that is happening that can give you the opportunity to grow and expand. So for some of you guys, this could be working in a different environment, going somewhere different, or again, like I said, just learning something different that helps you grow and expand as well. So that can be quite good. But then you have the death card, which is kind of saying to me that something for some of you guys could be either coming to an end, or again, it can just mean that the current way things are going is just going, is transforming, is changing. But then at the same time, it's like when I look at both of the cards together, because they're both major cards, it's kind of saying that this might be a change that's sort of out of your control, or something that you're not thinking consciously about doing, but it just so happens that it comes about. Like sometimes when we are changing even within our own self, we may not sit down and say, okay, yeah, I want to change. It could just be something that events happen, something takes place, and then it just happens naturally. But I think what I'm kind of seeing here is more like an outside change. So again, it could be a change in environment, change of practice in your work setting, but there's something that is definitely not staying the same. And again, I get this real big message that this is something that is kind of out of your control. It's not something that you've been thinking about, but then it's kind of taking place around you. The death card actually does go well with you. As so actually, let me take that back. Yeah. Yeah, it does. Yeah, so I just have to think of it for a minute. It does kind of go well with your kind of energy. So it's not, I don't think it's going to be a terrible thing, but I'm just thinking that there's just going to be something is transforming. And I'm really drawn to this leaf that's at the top. I thought it was a feather in the beginning, but it's a leaf that's kind of like blowing in the wind. And then even in this card, there's a person on a boat in the background. So I'm kind of thinking that for some of you guys, you could be traveling or going someplace new in a new environment. Or if you're studying, you could be studying in a new place, or studying something different, or going back to university, or to university, or got exams or something like that. Something like that is going on, or maybe you're passing through that stage and just coming out of exams, or coming out of like that kind of thing. Like something is going on in that respect. When it comes to those of you that are in relationships, you have the King of Cups with the material gain card, which is the which would be the nine of Pentacles, but this is the Nine of Stones in this deck. So the King of Cups resonates with your energy. The Nine of Stones, on the other hand, is kind of speaking to somebody that, to me, it represents a person that's kind of independent, a person that wants to do for themselves, a person that may be needing some time by themselves to kind of work out what they need out of life. Or it could also be saying that a person that is just kind of wrapped up in work, or other work related, or finances, maybe more than family life and stuff like that. The King of Cups, looking at them together, I kind of feel that for some of you Scorpios, either that you're in a really reflective mood, and you could possibly be spending maybe a bit more time by yourself, or it could be saying that maybe there's something that you're trying to find out in terms of a relationship. Like there's something that maybe you're taking a break from somebody because there's something that you're trying to work out within your mind about this person, or that you're trying to understand. Or again, it could mean that this sort of thinking may not be about a person. It could be about, again, finances and other issues, and that's kind of what is playing itself out in your mind of like greater importance at this time. For some of you, again, because in tying in this card with your working cards, for some of you guys, you may be moving out of a job situation, so you may be leaving a job situation, and maybe that's sort of where your focus lies right now, and maybe not so much in thinking so much about a relationship and stuff like that. I just get this impression, because of the interpretation of the King of Cups in this card, and looking at them together, I just really get this feeling that some of you guys are having a change of heart about something, and this change of heart is what is occupying you. And yeah, or maybe some of you guys feel that there's been some kind of issue with maybe feeling like you're sacrificing all your time to something else, or feeling like you're surrendering to something that seems to be overpowering you, or just demanding your time and your attention. Like I almost get this impression that this could even be a reading that could be going to somebody that either spends a lot of time at their job, or could be somebody that maybe even, or like, owns their own business and finds that obviously like it takes up a lot of their time. So it could just be a case of maybe trying to balance things out, and especially being the King of Cups. The King of Cups, it loves love. He wants to be there. He wants to be an active participant in their family life. In, if they have children, they want to be a very, active figure in their children's life, all that kind of stuff, and also their partner. But I just kind of feel that maybe like right now you're feeling like finances is taking more of a priority, or is more of a priority right now than all the other stuff kind of are. So I guess it's sort of trying to find the balance between work and family life. Or it even could be maybe a lot of you guys have taken a lot of time out to try and find a new job, or a new line of work, or something like that. For those of you that are single, you have the Ten of Wands, which is like saying that you feeling kind of heavy laden, kind of burdened, and then the Hangman, which is so interesting. That's so weird. They like to show up together, the Hangman and the King of Cups in this deck, and they look very similar in an interpretation, because this man is upside down, so is this one. This one is Odin and the runes. So what is what I'm kind of seeing here is even you're in a really reflective mood as well. It seems all Scorpios are kind of going through this process. I feel like you're going through a significant process of transformation, like going back to the Death card and going back to the Hangman. It's like you're really in this, like it's almost like you're thinking over things a lot. And I think maybe the reason why you're thinking over things is it could be because maybe because it's December, you're kind of thinking about the 2016 and what that's going to hold for you. And maybe you're just trying to think, how can I improve my life? How can I do some certain things differently? What am I trying to get rid of this year so that I can bring something new in this new coming year that is coming up? And I think that that's probably where a lot of your mindset is. I kind of see that there are definitely some changes that you're definitely wanting to make, and I feel like it's almost like the ball is going to get rolling this month, and probably roll on through to to next year and so forth. But that's what I'm kind of getting for you guys. And I think that if you've been finding that this year or just recently you've been feeling like heavily burdened, like your job is really taking up a lot of your time, or responsibilities, day-to-day tasks and things, I kind of get this impression that you guys are spending a lot of time being very active in a lot of you have a lot of responsibilities, and I feel like these responsibilities have taken away even from things that may have been really meaningful to you, or may still be meaningful to you. And maybe you're trying to find a way of getting those things back. Like, how can you get things back into order again? How can you balance things out again so that your life doesn't just become full of meaningless tasks at the end of the day, and you're kind of getting back to the sort of the love, the care, and all that kind of stuff that you want to receive from others, and also that you want to give from others at the same time. So I think again that these are things that you may be thinking of and trying to work out, like how you can achieve those things. And because regardless of whether you're in a relationship or single, everyone needs love. Like, come on. Like, everyone needs love, and I think that's kind of what you're seeking or what you're wanting. And the hangman is kind of telling me that I think if you really do take some time out to reflect, you're going to feel a lot more hopeful about your situation, regardless of how that plays out in your life. The hangman is kind of telling you that this is more the time to kind of, for one, rest and relaxation. I feel like it's really necessary for you, and also being able to balance things out in your life currently. Um, oh, that's interesting. I was meant to pick two cards for your spiritual advice, but three ended up coming out. And strangely enough, I've shuffled this deck like a lot of times because I've used this deck a number of times, and yet you have the Eight of Swords with the Two of Wands with the Nine of Swords. So this swords energy is really wanting to give you a message in terms of your spiritual life. And again, I'm just feeling like you are just either under a lot of stress or under a lot of burden, or feeling like maybe you're having a lot of mental activity going on, and maybe these mental thoughts like aren't really very conducive to you. Like, I just see a lot of worry or fear, and it's almost like both of these cards are like, when you look at their depiction in these cards, it's like they're both trapped and stuck in circumstances, and both of them kind of speak of a sense of self-harm or self-inflicted harm, which, isn't always physical. It doesn't mean that you're literally taking something and hurting yourself. It could be, but, and if that is the case, like, please, like, consult a professional and stuff like that. Like, I entirely agree with counseling and them kind of psychological therapies. I feel like it can be so beneficial, especially if you're having a hard time kind of dealing with the mind and your thinking and all that other stuff, because basically your mind is what will essentially define your life. Like, let's be honest, because everything comes from our perspective. The way we look at our lives, the way we look at other people, the way we view things is all about our perspective. And there can be a lot of things that may be going on in your life. Sometimes things may be happening that do warrant you to feel stressed and anxious and maybe even afraid. But then sometimes there's no real cause, but then we just get like that because, again, maybe we're just feeling like we're spiraling down into like quite a dark place. And if that's the case, like, again, I think it is really beneficial, like, if it is that serious to you, and if you really want to go out there and get the help, it can be really good to seek advice in that sense. But then I think for some of you guys, it may not be as drastic as that, but I just want to put that out there in case it is. But for some of you guys, it could just be a case of just feeling overwhelmed, stressed, burdened, like that Ten of Wands, and just needing to find a way to manage things a bit better than maybe how they're being managed currently. When I look directly at the cards themselves, I think I've got them out of order now. It was the Eight of Wands first. Basically, I really get this feeling of some of you guys on a spiritual level might be feeling very worn and tired because of the fact of again, feeling like you're not moving forward, feeling like you're not getting the progress or seeing the progress that you want, feeling like certain things are delayed, like you're having to wait around, like there's things that you do aspire to do that you want to do, but it's like either it's not happening, or it's not moving fast enough, or maybe you're even scared of the change as well, and the things that are maybe you're scared of the change, or you're scared of what the outcome is going to be if you move in a certain direction, if you do a certain thing. So it's kind of saying that these feelings definitely have to be addressed, and you definitely have to be able to see or work out how it is that you can manage these emotions that you're feeling right now, because it is kind of concerning to have these two kind of swords cards show up like together like that. So it's showing that something really needs to be addressed this month in that area when it comes to, I guess, your thinking, your management of things, and the stress, and just sort of finding a better way of coping, or finding a way of coping actually, with all this that's happening. So yes, you guys, peace and many blessings to you, Scorpio. I'll see you. Bye.